Linda Hartung. I'm here to show you our latest invention, the FunJig, that allows you to make wireless flower fun pieces that you can wear for a pin, pendant, embellishment, or add it to anything that you think would need a flower. So let me start by showing you what makes this so wonderful. Our FunJig is a jig that you can actually lift up and you want to hold it in your hand. That makes it unusual from other jigs which are working off of a tabletop. So it allows you to lift it up and turn it and actually work your wire in a much more easier way, comfortable way. The other thing you'll notice on here is that we have pegs, and these are, you get 20 steel pegs that are slightly tapered. What that does for you is when you push your peg in, the pegs stay put. Now that's really important if you've ever worked on a jig and the pegs keep popping out, and you understand how frustrating that gets. So our pegs will stay put. So when you're lifting your board up and you're turning it, you don't have to worry about them popping out. The other cool thing too about having tapered pegs is when you wrap your wire around the pegs, the tapering holds your wire down so it doesn't lift off. So it's really solved the problems of a lot of jigs that don't complement working with wire as easily as this does. And of course you can see it's really easy to hold in your hand. A lefty or righty can hold it and turn it. It doesn't matter. You can work from either direction. So the FunJig, what you're going to do with the FunJig is you're going to make some Wirelace flowers. It comes with really great instructions for Wirelace flowers, and the first thing you see when you open it up is you're going to get a free template, and that template is so that you can make your own flowers and keep track of them. And we actually give you 2 ways of how to create your own flower right in the jig instructions. The second thing is you're going to open up and you're going to see your instructions, and your instructions are going to show you how to walk through step by step to make one of these flowers. The instructions show you 3 different size flowers that you can make with 1 yard of 6mm wire lace, and that all comes with the jig. So the first thing you get to do is try to decide which size flower you want to make. You can make the large size flower, and you can see there's 5 petal groups here. That's what makes your large size flower. Your medium size, which gives you 6 petal groups, and your smallest flower, but with the most petals, is 7 petal groups. Each one of those only takes 1 yard of 6mm wire lace to make. So once you pick your flower size, you put your pegs in, and you're going to get ready to start wrapping your wire lace around the flower. The first thing you will do is pick your Wirelace color. Wirelace comes in 31 colors and 6mm, so you're going to really have to decide what color you want, and that's always one of the challenges. You'll need 24 gauge wire. You need about 42 inches of 24 gauge wire. I like to do complementary matching wire so that I don't see it in the Wirelace. And you're simply going to fold the end of it over and put it inside the tube of the Wirelace. Now, normally when you're sitting at a table, you'll want to push up on the Wirelace, but what you really want to do is let gravity be your friend and slide it straight down. And what that will do, you have a little curl in our wire here, but it's still going to continue to go all the way out with very little effort. So here we are coming out on the end, and that's all you need to do to get your wire inside your Wirelace. Then what you're going to do is start wrapping it around your peg. So I'm going to set that aside and just simply show you. You wrap your wire, your end wire, around your first peg, and you're going to simply wrap 3 times around each peg group. Now you don't want to pull it tight, and you don't want to have your wire twisted around your wire. You're just simply wrapping gently 3 times around each one, and see how nicely the wire stays down on the pegs. It's working very conveniently for you. The second thing you're going to do is, of course, you have to gather up all of those loops and hold them together. So what I've done is I'm showing you right here, and also on our instructions it clearly shows you. You will take a second piece of wire and you wrap it around your peg, and you're going to go into the middle of your petals and pull it down and out. So that's what's going to start you the wrapping process. You want to go over the top and pull it down from the bottom. Having the thumb area makes it really easy to lift it up and see your wire underneath of it, and actually when you're pulling that wire you're able to use your strength to pull against, which is a really nice way to get the wires nice and tight around your petals. So you're just going to simply wrap 2 times inside the first petal group and 1 side in between each petal, and then inside the petal group all the way till you get to the end, and then you're going to have 2 wraps inside your last petal group. The last thing you're going to do is you need to lift it off, and because it's nice and tight there, you don't want to pull it off harshly. You want to pull some of your pegs out to lift it off your board. Then let me just flip it over real quick. So what you have then when you lift it off your board is simply a bunch of petals like in a fan shape. So you want to overlap that together and gather it, matching the space of the other petals, and taking your wrapping wire you will go through it and around 2 times and on the other side of your petal, and you'll match it on the other side. These are all clearly detailed out in your examples. Then the fun begins, because you end up with something that looks like this with all of your petals and spokes, and you get to start to pull them apart and make your shape. I tell you to, in the instructions, to pull the last 2 petals apart, and that always keeps your center petal in the middle, so your symmetry is always balanced out. And then you get to create your petal shape by simply pulling it at the base and then filling it in with the wire lace with your fingers, or you can get a pliers, and then you can curl it up or down. You could make a daisy with this without even expanding out the wire. There's just many things you can do. These are just some ideas. The last thing you're going to do before you start finishing off the middle is you're going to dab Mod Podge on it, which I forgot to get. So I use Mod Podge and a makeup sponge. Sorry. And I dab it on with my makeup sponge, and that way it's really easy to get it in the mesh, and then I can lift it off if I need to with the other side of the dry makeup sponge. And what that does is it actually sizes it and makes it rigid so it doesn't move around on you, and it makes a much more finished piece. So you're going to just dab your Mod Podge on, and if you get too much on it, you can simply take it off with the back side of your sponge and just keep going. I'm not careful about it, I'm just trying to get it on so that it holds my petals in place. So when that's drying, then you're going to get ready to fill in the middle, and this is where it gets really fun, because you can use the cerulean clay, you can use the Swarovski Elements crystal buttons, rivets, a whole variety of things. I love to use the cerulean clay, and I will use it and make 2 patties. I put one on the back. I can press a magnet in it. I can put jump rings in it. Flip it over, do another dome on the top, and press in Swarovski Elements head pins, some crystals. I can make a cerulean cabochon. I could glue it in there. The Swarovski beautiful crystal balls that you can put in the center. It's really up to you how you finish it off, and it creates a beautiful embellishment for you. Thank you very much.